Hello, Kayla Lords.
John Brownstone.
Loving BDSM. Back for another episode of 5 Things You Need to Know About Insert BDSM Topic here.
Yep.
This week we're talking about, it's a big topic. It's one people have so many thoughts and feelings on.
Some of them very strong.
Very strong. BDSM collars.
Yes.
So we are not the end all be all on BDSM collars.
Nope.
We have our perspective. Other people have their perspective.
Mm-hmm.
As always, if we leave anything out, comment below with what you think should be in this list. If you want to do a deeper dive into BDSM collars, there will be links down below.
There you go.
But these are 5 things that we think it's important for people to realize, remember, and think about when we're talking about BDSM collars.
Okay. Number 1, collars aren't required.
So you can like collars, you can love collars, you can be like really serious about the need for a collar, and that's cool. The next person can be like, nah, I don't need one. They are not a requirement. Some people feel very strongly about them, but they are optional like everything else. So if you're not into wearing a collar as a bottom or a submissive, you're not defective. There's nothing wrong with you. You're not doing it wrong. It's just your preference, and you get to have your own preference.
There you go. Number 2, collars can be any style.
So spend any time on kinky online spaces, social media, porn, just wherever. And collars tend to be maybe leather, or they're like dog collars, or they're metal, or they're infinity collars where they actually don't break, have to have a special opening to get them off. That's cool. They can actually be anything. This necklace I have worn almost without fail.
Yeah.
For how many years now?
4?
Right.
4 years?
We don't actually even call it a collar. Like I'm not collared. This to me, it's a necklace. My mother thinks it's beautiful. That's lovely. It feels like a collar to me because of who gave it to me, and because of the fact that the way it's made, it's got a lock here in the center. It doesn't come off easily.
It's the symbol behind it.
Exactly.
Right.
So I know people who wear bracelets. I know people who have tattoos. I know people who have a different collar or necklace that they wear every day, and every single one of them is a collar to them.
Yeah.
There is no one way for it to be. It can be any style, anything that suits your personality, your life, the things you like, the things you don't like, if you even wear a collar at all.
Correct. Number 3, collars have multiple meanings.
Yes. So, like I just said, this isn't even called a collar, and it feels like a collar to me. There's the day collar, the thing you wear during the day. There's
Play collar.
right, which I have a play collar. It's a leather collar with a D-ring.
D-ring.
That can be hooked to wherever. And isn't that, that's very nice, actually.
Yes.
There is the collar of consideration that some people use when they're in those in-between stages and they're deciding, is this DS thing something I want to do?
Yeah. There's training collars.
Training collars. There's collars for anything and everything. And even if nobody else labels a collar the way you label a collar, your label totally legitimate. Whatever it means to you is meaningful. It does not, nobody else has to agree with it for it to be a legitimate thing.
Right. Number 4, collars are very serious for some people.
So some people are like, oh, this is just a necklace I wear, I take it off, or this is just what I wear for play. It's fine. That's cool. If that is you, that is cool. For some people, this is as serious as a wedding band. Yes. Okay. I kind of feel that way. If we were to be officially collared, we would probably do it through a collaring ceremony, which yes, that's a thing. And there's vows and words and things said that can add even extra and more special meaning to the collar. If you do not feel that seriously about collars, that is okay. Please do not mock people who do find collars that seriously. On the flip side, if a collar is as serious to you as a wedding band might be, please remember that that's how you see it, and that's cool and that's legitimate, and not everybody else necessarily feels that way about it. This is a spectrum, y'all, from a little bit to a lot, from none at all to all of the things, and everything in between. And I think we should be respectful of the fact that some people take their collar very seriously. I have seen people have absolute breakdowns because their collar broke or something happened to it or it wasn't on when it was supposed to be on. And I might not necessarily understand that, but that doesn't matter. That is legitimate.
Correct.
On the other side, if you don't feel that way, that is also legitimate.
Okay. And number 5, Do not use a collar as a threat or to manipulate your partner.
Whew, so I've seen this from both sides of the slash. I have
Yes.
seen submissives go, well, just take this collar back. And their dominant's like, what? This is like, in their mind, this is like a wedding band. I have seen dominants threaten to take the collar away from their submissive because of a small infraction or a small breaking of the rules. I've seen DS couples get into arguments and the collar comes off and it gets thrown across the room. And yet 5 minutes later, one or both partners is regretting everything because that collar is very serious to them. It is a symbol. It is a plaything. It is a sign of a commitment. It is whatever you want it to be. But because of the way some people feel about collars and how serious it might be to you or to your partner, it should never be used as a tool of manipulation.
No.
That takes the meaning that you might have of that collar and twists it and warps it. It kills trust. It kills relationships. It makes it hard to believe that you find other parts of your relationship meaningful. If this thing that you've just talked about being one of the most important parts of your DS relationship can be so easily cast off and used as a weapon against your partner.
The other side of that too is I have heard of mainly from dominance masters where they refuse to uncollar a sub.
Not cool.
No.
Not cool at all. You wear the collar because you consent to wear the collar. You put the collar on a partner because you consent to put the collar on a partner.
Right.
But it only is there as long as both parties are consenting to it. If you're the wearer of the collar, you're the bottom or the submissive or the slave or the little or the whatever, and you want that thing off, it needs to come off immediately.
Yep.
And you need to be very, very careful about the type of partner who would deny you that.
Yes.
So it is all about consent. No matter, it shouldn't be wielded as a cudgel against you or your partner. It's a symbol. It has meaning. It's part of your relationship. But the moment you weaponize it, you are doing permanent damage to the relationship you have.
Yeah.
And if your instinct is to weaponize that collar and to use that meaningful thing against your partner, there are a lot more problems in your relationship than a BDSM collar. Just saying.
Yep.
Okay,
Right.
so this isn't the only thing we said that at the top. If you have thoughts on BDSM collars, here's how we know people who have thoughts on BDSM collars. It is one of the most searched things on our site.
Yes.
People have thoughts about BDSM collars. So if there's other things you wish people would just know about collars, comment below. If you have lots of questions about BDSM collars and how they work and what kinds are, we have links in the description to every place we've ever talked about BDSM collars, so you can do a deep dive. If you like what we're doing and you want to help us do more of it, consider becoming a kinky patron on Patreon. You can find us at patreon.com/Kayla Lords. Cannot search for us. You have to use the link or type it in manually. Patreon.com/Kayla Lords, or we have the link in the description below.